Hello everybody! What's up? Nice to see you again in my Positivity YouTube channel. Today I'm gonna read the continuation of Wild Darling Story Part 15. Hope you enjoy it. Happy listening! Safura said, "They didn't take your daughter. They took my daughter. When you don't know how important Fariba is to me, don't say that I should go this morning or on the next day. I have to find her tonight. God knows what will happen to her tonight." My blood boiled when I thought someone had taken her by force. No one has the right to touch my daughter. I'm gonna separate those hands from their arms, be he is a mujahid or an ordinary person. I grabbed the wall and got up with one movement. The pain in my knee and back had taken away my ability to walk, but if I didn't find her tonight, I would not be able to sleep. Forgive me, my daughter, my beautiful and acceptable girl. I should not have allowed them to take you with him. Pray for me to find you, my dear daughter. Meanwhile, let's see what happened to Fariba. I took my skirt in my hand and slowly went down the stair of the house. There was no one and everything was quiet. To the extent I even could hear the sound of my breathing well. Karim's mother stood up and pointed to a room near the entrance to the vestibules and said, "Daughter, this is your room." I entered the room when I saw that both of Karim's sisters were sitting there with his brother's wife, and it was clear from their faces that they were not happy to see me. I entrusted my word to God and greeted them. Then I sat near the door. Karim's mother sat in front of me and she said, "We usually receive many guests in our house, but your arrival was such a sudden and we couldn't receive you." I said, "No thank you. Be alive. Except for you, everyone was surprised. After all, it's not something that family members are familiar with." One of Karim's sisters said, "Mashallah, how are you, a nightingale?" I said, "Thank you, my dear. Your opinion is kind." Karim's mother said, "Well, dear daughter, this shows where you grew up. Otherwise, no one is proud of the nightingale." Karim's sister grinned and said, "It's good, mother. No matter how much people reach themselves and try to behave with education, their originality still shows who they are and where they come from." For the first time, I was ashamed and had nothing to say. I didn't know where I grew up and who I was with. It was never in my hands. How can they behave so cruelly and hurt me with their tongues? I took deep breath so that my throat would not swell and tears would not flow from my eyes. Karim's mother said, "Now, those words are not important. Do you know that Karim has a fiancé? We wanted to hold Karim's wedding before this coming Ramadan. But when you come, God knows whether Gulsham's family will agree to the wedding or not. But whether or not Gulsham's become the bride of this house, nothing will change about you. Karim's father and older brother have not come home yet and don't know about you. Maybe Karim's fathers will not let you in the house, or my oldest son Fahid will not agree to your being in this house. In any case, you have to leave this house. You can be in this house tonight as a guest, but talk to Karim alone to convince him and then leave this house at the first opportunity. You are currently in a place that is not made for you. This house has two brides. One is Samia and the other Gulsam. We have no place for you. I raised my head and said, I'm not a girl who has lowered her head and entered your house. I looked at Karim's sister and said, of course, I apologize for my being nightingale, but although I grew up and lived in the place of evils, I would never have done anything wrong, and my God understands. I think it's enough, and I don't need to be a parrot every minute to mention. We came to talk to Karim that he has a fiancée. I did not come of my own free will. You were not there to see your son bring me to his house by force of his gun. In front of 100 people, he said loudly, I will accept this girl as my wife. I was not satisfied and ran away, but at the same time, Karim aimed his gun at me and said that if I ran away, he would kill me. I'm leaving this house tonight. But can you guarantee that Karim will not stop me? Karim's brother's wife said, what does it mean that he brought you by force of gun? You entered the house with your feet. I was there and I saw. I said, no, you are wrong. I rolled up my sleeve and showed my arm. I said, look, it's the place of Karim's fingers. He was holding it so tightly that my hand is black and blue. I saw the sad face of Karim's mother and said what happened. Am I allowed to go or not? At that moment, the front door was open and someone could hear a loud laughter. Karim's sister said, my father came with my old brother. Although I was scared, but I tried to behave normally. What if they kick me out of the house at this time of the night? I don't remember the way to go back home. How can I go? I got up with someone's voice and greeted each other when I saw a young and handsome boy. He was surprised to see me and say, hello, you are fine? Why did you say we have guests tonight? Karim's mother said, welcome, Fahid darling, where is your father? Fahid said, we were together until the nearby gate, but Karim came and they went out together again, until I understood that Karim wanted to say something to father. Why is it rumored that I'm unaware? Fahid's wife, Samia, said, yes, Karim has gotten married, and she pointed at Fariba. Karim's brother looked at me and said, what does it mean that Karim is married now? Are you joking? Fariba said, no, it's not a joke, brother. Today your little brother in the cornfield forgave me and accepted me as his wife, but that confession was just in his tongue, and we didn't get married. Fahid looked at his mother and said, I knew about the court, but not about this. What happened to Gulsam now? Karim's mother said, God is witness. I don't know what to say to Gulsam's family. We are waiting for your father and see what he has to say. A few minutes later, an old and big man with a white beard entered the house and Karim was behind him. My hands were sweating from fear and I didn't know the reason for all this fear. Anyway, I didn't want to stay in that house myself. It was clear from the serious face of Karim's father that he knew about the incident and he would certainly not be happy with my being in this house. This morning, you heard that the trial was over and we had to go. But you didn't come, and I went alone, said Karim. You may think my word is wrong, but I think it was the best thing I have ever done, and I didn't regret it at all. Karim's father looked at me and said, Did you like this house? I looked at Karim and his father with surprise. I mean, what did you like about the house? I said, I don't know, but it's a beautiful house. Karim's mother said, What is this question about? Why should she like the house? Karim's father said, Because she is the bride of this house. Should I find out if she like it or not? What happened? Do you expect me to kick this girl out of the house after calling your son in court? Men promise, and they must keep it. Finally, this is how we can see and how we can be with Mujahideen brothers. Well guys, that's all for today. Hope you enjoy it. I'm gonna see you soon in Wild Darling Story Part 16. Don't miss it. By the way, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you!